There are some things in this life that just seem obvious to me. They seem clear cut. And most times I'm at a loss to figure out rather, why it's so difficult to not see them that way. Why so many don't see them that way. Net neutrality is a big one. When giant corporations that own the lines, any corporation along any point of the network between your computer and the server it's connected to, not to mention on the way back, can throttle the connection at its whim if it isn't, paid its protection money. Makes no sense to me. It's you pay for a pipe. You pay for a bandwidth pipe, an internet connection. That's what you pay for. Corporations have tried to disguise it as a service, as value-added nonsense, but you're paying for a pipe to the internet. The United States is way behind a country like South Korea in this. I have an idea. Let's change that. Let's be number one in broadband connectivity in the world. You need net neutrality for that. You need public works projects. You need a reassertion of the fact that frequencies and the radio frequencies of the air are a public trust, and that telecommunications should not be a private enterprise. It should be a utility, which is because that's what it is. You're paying for a pipe. It's like the pipe that brings in your water and takes out your sewage, or the pipe that brings in your electricity, or any of the other pipes. It's a utility. The difference between government and business. My opinion on this used to make me middle of the road, but somehow over the years has made me liberal. Business makes profit. Government serves the people. These are not the same. The jobs are not the same. The purposes of these things aren't the same. Treating them like they are, what are you thinking? I voted for Ross Perot when I was 18. I regret it a lot. I mean, he didn't win, obviously, but if he had, that would have bad. Because government isn't a business. It's not designed to make profit. It's not designed to make money. It's designed to spend money for the benefit of its people. Corporations are designed to make profit for the benefit of their shareholders, owners, what have you. These things... Healthcare. The point of healthcare, it's in the word. It's in the word. Care for people's health. It's not rich health care. It's not health rich care. It's not health care as long as you can afford it. It's not choose between medicine and food. Healthcare. Care for health. Everybody. I mean, how is that not obvious? But what about all the companies that are there? What happens if they have to go away? Who cares? Some people will lose jobs. Generally, the people in the healthcare industry are, especially the healthcare billing industry, are fantastic with numbers. They'll find jobs. It'll suck. There'll be some suck. But seriously? health care. It's in the word. My politics, how are these three things so bloody controversial? Why? I don't. I'm sick and tired of treating them like they're controversial. I'm sick and tired. The VA, funding the VA, or not, as we're doing right now. So this is a thing. People volunteer. Our military force is an all volunteer force. No conscription, no drafting. It's all volunteer in the United States. When they come back, after risking their lives, even in, a non-combat situation, make no mistake, whenever our military men and women, or in between, leave the country, their life is in danger. They risk their lives every day to protect us, right? They're protecting my fat ass. And when they come back, we don't fix their bodily injuries. We fix them. My father is a Vietnam veteran, and he's still dealing with how the military fixed his injuries. And he was on a ship fixing radios. He wasn't even on the ground. The physical injuries, the illness from chemical weapons from Vietnam, Korea War, Desert Storm, skirmish or war, doesn't matter. They're failing to fix the mental issues, or traumatic brain injuries, or PTSD is common. Any mental disorder, anxiety, anything. High and dry. How is this controversial? How is this hard? How haven't we fixed this problem yet? We elect our representatives to do a job, and we pay them whether they do the job or not. Do the research. How much of an elected official's time is actually spent calling people for donations? How much of their day, of their 8 to 10 hour day, because they're not slacking off. I mean, if they're playing golf, they're working, they're networking, they're schmoozing, they're trying to get what they want through the places and the things with the votes. I'm okay with that. But how much of their day is spent begging for money for their campaigns? Because our campaign system is directly related to how much cash you have. Your likelihood of winning is directly related to cash on hand. They're not doing their jobs because they're keeping their jobs. How many people that we depend on in our government or in any other industry work to keep their job rather than work to do their job? The greatest generation would be kicking our asses. My grandparents, rest in peace, would be kicking our asses up and down the street for this bullshit. Come on. Why are we still dealing with this? Why haven't we fixed this? We're smart as hell. We're not dumbasses. We don't settle. What are we doing? Tell you what I'm doing. I've got a city council election coming up. I have a mayoral election coming up. We have a governor's election coming up the year after. I'm researching my candidates this time. I'm researching and I'm voting in primaries because there are issues and resolutions and all that other nonsense that also get tacked onto primary elections, not just the primaries themselves. And I'm voting. I just don't get it. You're smart. You got this. You can do this. You're awesome. So let's do this.